You know it's west side for me, yeah. West side for me, yeah. 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 Ooh. Ooh. You say you got me, but you not me. I should've known better to like it. See you toxic, about to make me catch your body. I'm feeling naughty, pulling up on this Bugatti, we getting rowdy. And now you leaving, unless I take you what I came for. What you think I put in blood, sweat, and tears for? Tired of knocking, now we busting down the back door. Ain't no capping in my rap, that's what I'm act for. Yeah, you don't know the pain that I've been holding in. Know that if I lose it, then I let you in. Lord, I need you to forgive me of my sin, 'cause I'm about to empty every single clip. Yeah. 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 Only interested was on my wrist. Like 1 8 to 12, you was playing Judas Kids. You been taking shots, Jesus made sure all they miss. Wait for me to fall, but I'm standing 12-6. Ooh, what you mean? I would say congratulations with a B. Hit each one of them, I'm taking out the team. That's what happens when you try to mess with me. It's major league. I'm staying solo, yeah. Vision always bigger in a logo. You was sleep dreaming, I'm awake, it's in my foco. When I meditate, I levitate, it's at my dojo. Reach a different level, sugar shaking like a Rolo. Went from thinking legend, now the people know the logo. You ain't about to come and take it from me, that's a no-no. Nah, that's a no-no. You know it's west side for me, yeah. You know it's west side for me, yeah. 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 You say you got me, but you not me. I should've known better to like it. See you toxic.
Peace, beloved, peace. It's your homie, Young Content, the unofficial sensei of the culture, mastering youthfulness and contentment and NFTs. And we have a very, very awesome show live with the sensei. I think this is 21. We're 21 episodes in, and we have a legend in the building, Stefania from Financial Fox, also into fashion and NFTs as well. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so much. That's awesome to be on.
Awesome. Yeah, I just wanted to, I seen your stuff. I'm really inspired by it. You definitely are out here grinding as a voice, especially just in the crypto space. You have, you're a great interviewer, and just wanted to pick your brain on what you're up to, what you're collecting, what your vision is for the future of NFTs. But so, yeah, what you do today? I know where are you based, and if you let the people know who you are.
I'm based in London.
So where are you located?
Yeah, I'm based in London. So
awesome.
Yeah,
and
I'm Italian.
And how long?
Background and been in the UK for more than 10 years, I would say. So it's quite a bit.
Nice. Is the UK like really receptive to crypto and NFTs? And are there meetups all over the place? And
well, meetups I'm not sure about, because the COVID is kind of like these scary things above, all people. But it used to be quite active. I would say it was more like traditional finance.
Mm-hmm.
Then obviously crypto broke a little bit into, I'm sure there are other places where crypto is more, pervasive, but the UK, yeah, definitely. But it is really exciting to see this community building up, and I love to see how finance and how the world is changing, and is just mind-blowing.
Awesome. What's your background? What do you do in the crypto space for people that don't know?
Yeah, so I entered the crypto space in 2000 and early 17. And it was kind of like through equity. So you know the time where public listed company, they were changing their name and the stock price used to go up 300%. Right, I was doing the PR for one of them, and that was kind of exciting because I didn't. It's not that I knew everything about crypto. For me, everything was new, and yeah, so I got involved with ICO and stuff like that. And during that time, I learned so much just being on the road, going to conferences, working with projects. I also did a few courses at Oxford University about blockchain, you know, I was trying
Nice.
to absorb as much as I could, and to also to the MIT, you know, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. They used to do some amazing courses in 2018, and I took a couple of them, obviously everything online. And yeah, since then I obviously invested in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and being in and out. And then last year I entered DeFi, and yeah, it is exciting space. And then NFTs, and then I finally saw what I was waiting for, which is basically the catalyst element that is going to completely disrupt the fashion industry. So when the NFT came about, and well, they came about much earlier than I arrived, but you know, for me, I started to understand and to look into the NFT really in early, I would say late last year, early this year. So a bit late, but you know, I think
No, you're perfect. You're right on time. It's still
well,
early.
you know.
There's only like 150,000 wallets that are active in NFTs. So, and that
And I think has been so much hype, and that's where you understand that it's very early. So DeFi 2020 summer, that was the hype of DeFi. Now it's kind of getting understood. And I think we are just coming with the NFT. So perhaps next year will be, you know, we will see more application of NFTs that is not just, you know, doing a picture and thinking it's an NFT or stuff like that. Because I think people don't really understand the value of NFTs. You know, even people in the space, they are maybe, you know, trader and stuff like that. But just if you are a collector, perhaps you understand much more that the value that NFT brings really to the table.
absolutely. Shout out to the chat. Mavi's in the building. Great artist. Dojo Squad. Treacherous says yeet. And then Stephen Y says Dojo brothers and sisters. What's up? Welcome to this version V2 of Live with the Sensei with Stefania. So what do you love to do? Like what I always ask every guest, from Ben Morrow to the Gutter Cats, what do you love to do?
Well, what I love to do is what I'm going to do is I'm going to disrupt the fashion industry wherever I can with the technology. And yeah, obviously it will be NFT, but there is so much that is going to be unfolding that is not just NFTs, it's blockchain. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I want to do. What I love to do a part of that, because I really love my work. I love doing yoga.
Nice.
I love doing Pilates. I'm vegan, and yeah, that's it. And I think this is mainly my loves, I would say, and my dog.
Yoga and nature, or just like when you do yoga in nature, there's some different. You know, I love doing yoga in nature always.
Oh, listen, it's changed completely my life. Yoga is just the place to be. You know, it helps you with so many things. And even I was talking to my mom today. I was telling her, when you start to do yoga, you learn about breathing, right?
Yeah.
And when you breathe right, you can hold the pain. You can handle a really big pain. And this is something that people maybe don't know, but really, if you learn about to breathe, you don't know how much pain you can bear. It's incredible.
Absolutely. Have you heard of Wim Hof?
No, what's that?
He's the guy who mastered a breathing technique where he could be in frigid cold, like
Yeah.
negative.
I
Yeah.
saw Netflix.
Yeah.
I think it's something with Goop, you know, that like Jeannie Paltrow documentary or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw, yeah, he was going to with people in like freezing cold water.
That's crazy.
Yeah, well, that's I don't know. I haven't done that. You know, there are people, they go into like this freezing freezing places, and where temperature is like -150, and they think is awesome. It's just for a couple of minutes, but I haven't done that.
For
Crying
sure.
Happy, I think it's called. Yeah.
Someone says, "Shit, I did glow in the dark yoga at Lenny Boy Brewery. You're a legend." And he says his breathing techniques are insane. Um, so yeah, I consider myself pretty fashionable. You know, in my city, people would know, and I think you're pretty fashionable. I think that fashion and NFTs, it's something that's not discussed enough,
No.
and I want to see where your mindset is for that. I know you talk to brands all the time, and they're thinking about getting in. Are they getting in? What's happening in the fashion space? If you could let us know, and NFTs.
Well, what's happening right now, I think there are a few brands. For example, Gucci is probably the one that is coming out doing more stuff. They are experimenting. That's what they are doing. The other day, I saw Dolce Gabbana is going to do a drop. So he announced something, but there is nothing else that you can see. If you go on the website of the tech marketplace they are using, you can't see anything. So I think probably something they are going to launch. But it's mainly experimentation now because the thing is, obviously, NFTs are bringing a new creator economy. And in this creator economy, brands, they still have to monetize. So for them, it's all about increasing revenue and it's about making money. And I think at that stage, they haven't found a place where they can actually generate more revenue. So they are experimenting. And I think that's that's interesting because it's not just about making money. Is something more than that. It's something deeper. Creator economy is just completely another beast. It's nothing to do with what the model that we have got now in the fashion industry. So what I would like to see, brands to step down their pedestal thinking they know everything and look at what the new generation is doing. Look at gaming with a more open eye and embracing gaming, because gaming is becoming pervasive. And I don't mean just be sitting in your room with in front of the television alone in the dark. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the metaverses. And if a brand doesn't want to be left behind, they have to embrace these metaverses and allowing people to interact with what they are creating, and also giving artists and giving designers more credit for what they are producing, because at the moment it's like from the top to the bottom, and then in the middle is the people that make the money. But the designer, they are making the money. The designer, they are not making the money because they don't own the company, right? And then there is the people, they can't contribute to this creator economy. They can't say, right, I like this most and this other. They just have to receive whatever is the collection. But I think we got to the stage where it's not going to be vertical anymore. It's not in silos, but it's going to be more horizontal.
That's beautiful. What I've seen, I haven't seen any. It's crazy that you say the designers. You're telling me that the designers aren't really getting the credit they deserve.
No, they don't, because they don't own. Okay, example, Gucci, or I'm gonna give you an example. Vivienne Westwood, right? She was a very famous designer, punk movement, stuff like that. She doesn't own her own company, right? So she's gonna get paid for what she does. So the bad things about brand is that the designer, first of all, a brand will benefit from collaborative designing. So if there are more designers, they can each contribute to something that will be better. But the designer, it doesn't get paid. It's not that he's getting all the credit, because then there is the brand that's got structure, somebody big on it, like, big corporation, there is a big CEO behind it, blah, blah, blah. They make the money, right? And the people just wear what they get. They just are a receiver, when they could actually contribute to changing the trends, to, the world is completely different than what it was, 50 years ago.
It's funny that like Gucci and all these big brands are kind of like, they're cool. Don't get me wrong. Their designs are amazing, but they're like banks. You know what I mean? And it's only going to be a time when they get disrupted, like DeFi did, the industry. So it's only a matter of time. It's happening now. So
it's like all about big corporation, and we have enough. the people that understand the crypto community, they don't need to be in NFT. They can be in DeFi. They can be just in Bitcoin. There is nothing wrong with whatever you choose to play. But if you are in the community, then that is not about middle people and people try to tell you what you do. You just do what the fuck you want. It's clear.
I love that.
That's and
do the fuck you want. You hear that?
Yeah, exactly. Do what you want. That's it.
Steven says, do you know this designer? He said Moschino. I don't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know who that is. I'm literally a noob, and that's why I bring you on the show so you can educate me. Who is that?
Well, Moschino is kind of like they did a lot of stuff with cartoony and I would say it's like chic, cartoony, kind of like young brand.
Nice.
It is nice, but it's not really my favorite.
That's a great segue. I wanted to know, what is your fashion style? What do you like? What do you think is in? Because right now I'm into stripes. I'm into high platform shoes. I definitely would fit in the London vibe if I came in there. So what is on in your wardrobe? What are you wearing? What do you think is trending?
Listen, now I'm living like hoodies, so that's kind of like cool. I have got a mix of style, I would say. I just got a couple of Converse that's, they are on sale. I love Converse. I always love them. So I got a pair actually customized. So if you actually go on the Converse website, you can customize your pair of shoes. And I love doing stuff like that, 60 quid and, you get some really cool pair of trainers. But talking about big brands or where it's not too big, but it's definitely my favorite is Balenciaga. And what I like about them is they do understand art, and they are really anti-conformist. They just do crazy things, can be a really oversized, can be really, like in the last fashion show, haute couture, there was, I think was like couple of weeks ago, the men, they wear heels,
Wow.
right? So they had all these like black suits, and then you see they walking, and then they have got a pair of heels on. So I have got quite a few sneakers, trainers from Balenciaga and coat and stuff like that. So I really love.
Those are nice. I don't have any of those. Those are. I'm jealous. That's beautiful. Beautiful stuff.
Then they are awesome. Then Italian wise, I would say probably Miu Miu. Yeah, I like it, from Prada. So Prada is maybe more like a grown-up woman, where I tend to dress more like a little bit. Well, I'm not so grown up. I'm still 35, so
yeah, still a baby.
I like to be funny. I like to just be dressed in a way that is not too serious. I have got loads of tattoos, so you can see that I'm not gonna go out like I'm not a suit person. Otherwise, I would put a suit and then some kind of like weird trainers on. And mixing and matching colors.
I love that.
I just love to be different. So if there is like a specific style, I like to break it and just put in something that is completely different. But Balenciaga is definitely my favorite. Miu Miu is kind of like a girly things that try to be a little bit avant-garde. So it's nice.
Yeah, I'm all for the avant-garde. One day when my NFT collection sells for $1 million, probably gonna live in a castle like Johnny Depp and be avant-garde as fuck and just
avant-garde is, that's great as well. And Gucci, don't get me wrong, I think Gucci is improved so much from like 10 years ago. But I'm not like a fan of logo, I'm not like a Louis Vuitton person. And that's what I hate about Italy. And now I'm gonna tell, because I've got the opportunity to tell you. Right. So
are you Italian, by the way, before you go into this?
Yeah, I'm Italian. So in Italy, I lived there until I was 24. And what's happened there is like, if you come from a good family, then you need to wear all nice stuff, all branded things, all Louis Vuitton, all Prada. And I used to hate that. So when I was 16, I was like a very hardcore punk. I used to have dreads, like pink dreads. and then I had chain as a bracelet. I was like strip jeans, and my dad, he was saying, no, we don't go out with you because we are ashamed of you and stuff like that. So in Italy, right, if you try to be outside of the norm, people judge you and they think you're mad. Or if you want to go in the style where you are really like super cool, trendy, fashionista, you need to be all dressed from top to bottom to like super cool branded stuff, but they have to be all branded. So if you are rough in a fashion way, they will think there is something wrong. So yeah, so I never like this sense.
So you're telling me that's Italy at the current day still?
They are very judgmental. Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I haven't been living there for a long time, but I doubt it changes. It's just very judgmental from the way you dress, where you come from, who you are, and if sometimes I like to go to the shop in my pajama in the morning, and I don't care, and I want to go in my pajama. If I do that in Milan, they will probably think, right, she's drunk, she's on drugs.
Dang. Is that so? This ties into the whole NFT thing. A lot of collectors, they're always kind of they either love their collection. I think this community is a giving community. It's a part of the giving economy, and with collecting, people just like value their collections. So do you think that Italy or any of these like pompous places, not all Italy is like that, just like high tier echelon, but my question is, do you think that the NFT space is going to disrupt that narrative, that whole, or is it only going to perpetuate? Because people want to be like, oh, I got this, I'm different than you, I got the Charizard that's like, different than you.
I think it depends, because NFTs is also about the collector community. So what I see in the future is that many more unique items, they are gonna, they perhaps gonna have the digital copy, and they, that's where the collectors comes in, and there might be very expensive stuff, and everybody will look you from bottom, down to bottom if you don't have a certain type of NFT portfolio. I think that will always stay. But what I like about the other side of the NFT is the creator economy, is about working together, is about creating
community.
Exactly. It's also about fractional NFT ownership. That's great, and I think that's where perhaps fashion is going, because, it's not just going to be one NFT, one handbag or one pair of shoes. It will be about fashion being created by different kind of NFTs. So somebody could create, for example, a specific leather for a jacket, and that will be only the leather, the type, and then there will be somebody else that is going to do, the design, and that is just going to be the design, and that could be, a fraction NFT. It could be different, created by different designer. So no, I don't. I think that the whole crypto movement is going to disrupt the current establishment.
Absolutely.
And it will disrupt it. So you still have, people, they narrow-minded, like they are everywhere, but it will be much different.
Yeah, because I think with like the Gucci brands, like if they can't just drop an NFT. They could, but I think they're gonna have to do like Bored Apes did, or the Gutter Cats, like build community. Really build that community. Like Gary Vee, even he had to talk to the community and get on Twitter and really relate. So I think we're going past the days of, oh, I could just sit on this pedestal. No, you got to actually be on the ground level.
Exactly. But the first step that this brand has to do is to actually understand the new generation and embrace gaming. I think this is the things they have to do. They don't have to think, right, I don't want to put something in OpenSea because OpenSea is not luxurious enough. It's shit. That's what they say at the moment, right?
Damn. I love OpenSea.
They have to understand the new generation is into gaming. They play in sandbox. They are all about the artifact sneakers. So you kind of have to create something for the new generation as well, because the world is going in that direction. Whatever we want to or not, the metaverse is becoming more and more pervasive. I mean, we are having a chat now, and like I would say Zoom last year. Last year maybe it was okay, but a year and a half, who knew about Zoom?
Who did?
Who
Exactly.
did?
Nobody.
No, not nobody, but maybe 10%.
We knew about Skype, and then Zoom came in.
Exactly. We knew about Skype, and then when the share price of Zoom went through the roof, then then people say, oh, maybe that company has got some value, isn't it?
I know I'm meant to be in the fashion world and like humble it, because I bought a plot in Decentraland on Fashion Street, right there on the edge of Fashion Street on the left side, and I lost it because I lost my keys, but I'm going to get it back, trust me. But I have this plot of land there on Fashion Street, and I think that Gucci and Prada or whoever, even just the collaboration I wanted to tell you between Ferocious and those sneakers that were dropped. I think those brands need to get into those super rare artists and like figure out how they can collaborate and pay them.
I did an interview with Benoit from Artifact, and he was telling that they actually bought something in Sandbox, and the land is going to get more and more expensive. I mean, that's crazy. It's kind of like it's actually like the real world. I really can't believe these things about land bought in the metaverse is actually happening, because spending even $1 million. Would you spend $1 million? I mean, to buy a land in Sandbox? I don't know. I mean,
not necessarily. If I did that, I would do it in the real world, like in like a waterfall, like
exactly.
and away from people.
But things are happening, and it's crazy, and it is exciting. So what I think is going to happen, and what I want to happen, is brands to just be more open-minded and look at what's out there, and don't think they know everything, and try to learn and try to experiment a bit more. And eventually the fashion industry, which I'm sure that even in couple of years it will be completely different. You will see more brand embracing, more brands doing stuff for the digital world, and and then the more they just flip around.
Why don't the mantle go to you? Why don't you I mean, you're plugged into the fashion world. Could you create an NFT project or coordinate something that people could rally behind you? And because I don't see a lot of fashion content creators like yourself, so it's like it's important that you're represented if you're doing it early.
Well, I'm not like a fashion designer. I wanted to when I was young, and then my mom said, no, you're not going to go anywhere. So they just force you to study something else. But
I hate that.
I know. Well, don't tell me. It was like, you need to do that. You need to do. I love to study. I went to study, the classic Greek and Latin, and that was awesome. But my passion was actually, I want to draw something. I'm going to do. And then they said no, because that was not the right things to do. And then it goes on. You get older, and it's always the same. Unfortunately, is family and society does influence the way that you grow up until a certain level, when you just do what you want.
For sure. Well, maybe that can change, with the connections you get and how you grow in the space, because we all have an opportunity just to really be connected. I'm connecting with so many good artists and stories, and it's just cool when that community, it's like a metaverse we're happening right now. You know what I mean? I don't see you physically, but it's like it's happening. The metaverse is all around us, so just
what fashion item you like most?
I'm more of a punk. So I just I love the punk style. I've always been a big punk fan, and I think shoes and hats, with wide brims, very very. I'm really just trying to channel my inner, Nostradamus or.
So if you have like £1,000 that you can throw away on one item, what would you buy?
I would probably buy a nice hat, nice wide brim black hat. That's just very like scarecrow, very. I just like that type of vibe. If you ever seen Cam Newton, how he dresses, I really like how Cam Newton dresses. He has a good fashion style.
Yeah.
What about you? What would be the item you wouldn't throw away?
Now I would probably buy a pair of shoes. I think.
Nice. What are those Balenciagas or?
Think- Yeah, well, there is a pair of Balenciaga I quite like. They are called Panther, and they are the new sneakers where they've got like a bouncing heel. They are really, really super cool.
Bouncing heel?
Yeah, they just cost just below 1,000. I think it's 900 and something.
Holy smokes.
I know, fucking. It's yeah, it's quite a lot. I like those. Otherwise, I would just perhaps yeah, maybe a stiletto, something like that.
That's fire. Someone said, "What's up, Brad the third? What's up, homie? How you doing?" Someone wants to ask you a question before I get to the next question. So it says, "Ask her about the seasonal fashion event city in Italy if you want." Seasonal fashion event? Is there a seasonal fashion event in Italy?
Well, like
like a big fashion event in Italy that happens every year.
Yeah, that's usually happen. But the way they do it, they do Milan, New York, London, Paris. So they all the big city, they come 1 week after the other. They do now. I don't remember if Milan is first and then it's New York, but and then Paris, but they do all in the yes. So they do it twice a year, and they are presenting the autumn winter collection and spring summer collection. So that's a cool event, particularly because when it does happen in Italy is quite small. So everybody comes out, is more like, is a bit really social. So they maybe open the shop, they stay open until 2 o'clock, drinks, and then you have maybe presentation, maybe you have a music party, so it's kind of really a nice time. Paris is more about fashion show, see the catwalk and stuff like that, and but Italy is really open and is quite exciting. I haven't been to any New York fashion show yet, so perhaps next would be that.
Yeah, I feel like I this is my intuition, but ever since COVID, it took a hit on a lot of the world's economy. Yeah. And now that you have these NFTs that are popping up and people are getting Decentraland wearables and bucket hats and shoes, and do you think the fashion industry can survive with the same thing that it was doing pre-COVID? People don't have that same money to spend, right? I mean, people are...
Well, the fashion industry still have lots of money. If you see, the way that the company recovers from COVID is actually quite impressive. So I think it will change because they are going to focus more on like unique item and
one of one legendary style. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. If you look, let's look at Prada, okay? They come out with a new spring summer collection and there are 10 pair of shoes. You go on the website and you see, right, I like this pair of shoes. And then you go in the shop, right? And then you tell, I like this pair of shoes, I want to buy. And actually you realize they produce only 3 numbers in that shoe. It might be 36, 38, 40. So if you are 39, they haven't produced the shoes. So the items, they go on the catwalk, they are not mass produced. That's what I'm trying to say. There are only a few items. I'm saying that for the big brands now, probably not for some others. But when they go on the catwalk, it's not that all the items are produced mass. So there was a pair of shoes that I really wanted from Miu Miu, and there wasn't. That number has to be produced only for me by the brand because it didn't exist. And that's kind of like interesting because if you think about, I didn't know that before I realized. So when they go out and advertise a collection, they don't produce all the pieces. They go based on demand. So they maybe think, right, that T-shirt is going to sell because, is based on their data that is going to sell. So they produce more of that. But if that shoe, they might produce only 2 numbers.
Wow. That's fascinating because you could take that into the metaverse, sell those one-on-one items, digi-fizzy style. So you buy a digital, you get a physical, and it just merges everything.
Exactly. That's I think what I'm really interesting is, first of all, there is the problem of counterfeiting for big brands. So you know, is the fraud is definitely something that is out there and is damaging the reputation of many brands, particularly, you know, Louis Vuitton.
In
Gucci,
China too, all the fakes that come out of China's
exactly.
market.
Exactly. But
Russia's
you know,
market.
even Guess, you know, Guess, that Italian brand, it's not a luxury brand, but they were fakes. You know, if you go in the beaches in Italy, you're gonna love that. When you go like Riccione, Rimini, I used to go there with my parents, and one of the attractions is to see all these. There mainly are immigrants, right? They sell fake, you know, handbags, and there are so many there. Then and then some Italian actually buy them, but they are so well made that you really can't really get that is a fake.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's something that has to change, is really to it probably can't be completely extinguished, because you know, that you will always have somebody that is just making some amazing copy. But I think limiting the counterfeiting is it will be a major achievement in the fashion industry, and this is where I think blockchain can help, because if in each item you're going to have a digital copy, which can be an NFT, right? So you have your handbag that you use, and then you have got a digital handbag that you can use in the metaverse. They are two linked, and one is the proof the other was is real. But you know, then there are some other complication that comes, for example.
We only need an app just to scan, really, just see the authenticity. If you scan over the bag, you can see, hey, where it was generated, the date, the time, the block,
and then you see
number.
if the brand was the ultimate address, you know, that was basically, that is authentic, right?
Yeah. But where do we draw the line between very expensive and just affordable? Because I don't know, man. I think the NFT community and the DeFi community are still, you know, like my mindset, you know, coming up. They're not necessarily like you know, pretentious or anything, but they want to have nice items.
Do you mean like in the physical world? I would just say when start goes above 500 bucks, right? They start to go to the next level, and then you can get stuff, you know, even quote for like 6,000, you know, that's and more. But you know, couple of thousand range, that's kind of like not cheap, you know, not cheap, but you know, acceptable. So if we are going to take the same criteria from the you know, the physical world to the metaverse, is that going to be fair? Perhaps not, because I see, you know, on artifacts, some sneakers, they just go for like you know, a couple of $1,000s, and they are the cheapest one, because they are one, they go for 14,000, and actually in the secondary market they go even more.
Oh yeah.
So you know, and in the physical world, you see, if you have a Chanel bag, it doesn't go more in the if you resell it. Actually, you're going to lose value, because if you pay, let's say, $3,000 for a Chanel bag, then you resell it. If you get £500, £600, you have done a good deal, because you have to, first of all, you have to find somebody that buys it.
That is, you know, crazy how you're seeing the metaverse actually increase the value with the flip market.
I think the metaverse is increasing because also is giving to the item more shades, right? Because you have got the visual, you have got the video that can come in, they are animated, they can have different kind of nuance. They can be
augmented reality.
Exactly, because the NFT is not, the NFT can do many things. You know, it's a smart contract, so you can add stuff to that. And as we said before, can be a composable NFTs with different kind of elements. So I definitely see the prices in the virtual world to be much higher than the physical world.
That is absolutely ridiculous to even think about.
I mean, think about the sneakers with the flames. You know, can you find them in you know, in the physical world?
No, exactly. Real flames coming out of the back, or like maybe like a Hermes wing, you know, that's on the back of a Hermes wing or something. It's really cool. Which is fascinating. So, is there any like from your information, you're an insider. Is there anybody that you know that you want to highlight that is actually making fashion NFTs and my audience should know about?
I'm gonna hold my breath on that. Will update you very soon, but I'm kind of working on something. But if we are saying in the NFT space, who is doing some interesting stuff, I would say definitely Artifact. I love the way they captures the sneakers cult and they're creating something amazing. Dematerialize is doing something interesting. The Fabricant definitely. They are quite active as well. And I was looking into Digital Axe. So yeah, I think there are a few places, but again, marketplace.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we need to go beyond the marketplace idea. It's not just about having a picture and try to sell it somewhere. There is much more that can be brought into the fashion industry. NFT is about emotion experience that you get from that collectible items that you have. It's not just about I'm looking at something, I'm going to project it on my wall, and that's it's not about that. There is much more, and I think that's hasn't been yet unfolded. Think about what can be done. A fashion show that can be built, with multiple NFTs. I think that is.
And at the same token, it's very egalitarian where you're not wasting as much. I think it's everything is just lining up for fashion NFTs with the waste.
Exactly. And there is so much that you can do with NFTs to even promote, maximize less carbon footprint, donate for climate change. There is so much that you can do really because of smart contract that can be done. So I think we are going to see some really crazy stuff,
Beautiful.
And, that's going to be.
I wanted to ask you about your own personal collection. Are you an NFT collector, or do you have what is in your collection? What's in your NFT closet, so to speak? Do you have?
Well, the NFT closet, I don't have a big one really. I'm kind of like I don't like to shop cheap stuff, right? And yeah, there are places where there are some interesting stuff, but I'm still kind of trying to assess the price.
Yeah.
So
maybe some artifacts, maybe some Decentraland wearables
yes, but I said the artifact is quite cool. But yeah, what I would say is kind of like I didn't go on a binge on NFTs because first of all, I love art, but I'm not an art collector in the NFT space. And fashion, I would like to see something a bit more in terms of NFTs, but also in terms of metaverse. So what I'm really waiting for a fashion metaverse where those things can be used. So, in Sandbox, I don't think you can have a handbag yet.
Yeah. But even Sandbox's design layer is like.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think what I would like to see or get in shape is really a metaverse, and then perhaps I'm gonna go and buy more stuff. At the end of the day, it is about making investment now. So if you have a really cool pair of sneakers, I saw one the other day on Artifact. I haven't bought them yet, but yeah. Quite interesting. And then you see, okay, maybe I can resell them, make some money, and that's it. But I do like the site, and and the drop that dematerialized did the first time, they were pretty cool.
Awesome. Walsh she's in the building, an OG collector. Shout out to you, brother. Stefan said Walsh is in the house. Optical art. He's in the building too again. She said, is she in Charlotte too? No, she's not in Charlotte. Where are you based out of?
London.
Awesome. Now, are you going to NFT NYC, or are you looking forward to?
Tell me about that. You're the expert.
NFT NYC is going to be like the mecca of NFT conference. A lot of really awesome speakers. I'm pretty sure. I really hope that maybe some fashion representation is there because it's in New York, a mecca of fashion.
Well, I was thinking more about seeing if there was a possibility to bring some kind of NFT digital project to the actually the physical fashion show. But perhaps it might be a way to get into that one first. To be honest, I haven't looked into that. I'm not sure if there is any kind of focus on fashion. I'm sure somebody will try to.
We're still early. I think in the next years to come, you know, if you do know about a cool fashion NFT show, invite your boy, invite Young Content.
I will keep you updated. You know, there is some work that, you know, I'm looking to do, and yeah, just stay tuned.
Nice. What was your first ever ICO? Did you buy BitConnect at all? No. Did you ever get?
I don't want to tell you. An ICO was something horrible that basically disappeared, and that was very painful, and it was
a painful time for me too.
Exactly. So, you know, I think that was the day where you didn't believe that all these crazy things happen, and you know, you think the project looked really, you know, okay and legit. There was nothing wrong, and that's it. And then, you know, after a couple of months, you know, they never. Yeah, you just lost all your money. I mean, the different things now is that we have got DEXs where you can actually, you know, if a tokens come out, you can always, you know, go to Pancakeswap and just flip it out from BNB. So that's great. But, you know, at the time in 2017, there wasn't. So you need to hold that in your MetaMask. And then, you know, if the project doesn't list on an exchange, you are fucked. And that's what's happening.
Some optical said, Young, I can create an NFT channel on Discord. Maybe you can use that to get more people to follow you. Hit me up, dude. I would love that, honestly. And I gotta invite you to my Discord. I gotta invite you too.
Yeah,
Steph.
definitely.
It's a good dojo. We definitely have like a Sensei dojo in there, and it's just a lot of positivity. And we talk about NFTs all the time.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you one last thing before I have an NFT drop to head to at 4 o'clock Eastern time. But I talked to the Unique Network, and they're on the Kusama ecosystem with Gavin Wood, and Unique is building something called Art Legos, where it's customizable NFTs over time that evolve.
Okay. Yeah, because what Kusama is doing is actually doing something really cool. I got a Canaria bird.
Me too.
Yeah.
You got a Canaria?
Yeah, I got Canaria.
Let's go, dude. I got two. I love my Canaria birds. I have so much emotes on them.
All right, I'm waiting for the birds to hatch, so I'm still, you know,
I can't believe you have one. You're a legend. They burned a bunch of them too.
Yeah, but you know, that thing's about getting an NFTs that evolves. I think that's really cool. So I like what they are doing in that space. And yeah, I have to say that I'm not sure where we are going to see the coolest stuff, because, you know, you have got Ethereum trying to create something, then you have got Kusama being really creative, and then, you know, you're going to see something else somewhere else. But, you know, don't forget that Cardano is also waking up too. So
yeah, people always shit on Cardano. I'm like, they have NFTs, Space Buds. They're coming out with a lot of things. You know, I never want to just, you know, bite my own foot. You know, I don't want my own foot in my mouth. You know, I don't want to ever talk crap about any project, because you never know where they're going to go, you know.
And you know, they might not be the first, but they are always coming out with strong fundamentals, and that's you know, that's important. But you know, let's see what the space brings. And yeah, I'm definitely seeing sneakers are going to be cool. Fashionista type. Handbags are going to be the next, right? And then it's going to be all the things about jewelry, rings, you know, necklace with diamonds and stuff like that. So I think all these kind of accessorized will be the first big collectibles in the NFT space.
Yeah.
Then I'm interested to see what's happened to the wearable, right? How the wearable can evolve or change. You know, there is season, maybe a coat can become thicker in the winter.
Wow.
I think all this kind of stuff that could be quite cool, because, you know, you're
telling me a coat will change from a windbreaker to a Montclair, and that would be.
If let's think about, we are in sandbox, right?
Yeah.
And and start to rain, right? So you want your coat to become waterproof,
Wow.
right?
That's
And
amazing.
something that can happen because you can make the beautiful coat that you have got waterproof. How cool will be?
That is cool as fuck. Especially if the seasons change and
Exactly.
you actually benefit from, I don't know, there's a project that's going to drop today that's going to pay people to they're going to pay a portion of the liquidity pool for your avatar to be on Twitter. So say if you change your profile picture, they're going to pay you for that ad space of their stuff. So I think if you, as long as you're giving back to the community in some way with these like changing clothes wearables, people are going to advertise for you in the metaverse like all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other thing that I'm pretty excited is about rental, right? So it's not just about I'm going to buy, I'm going to collect it, I'm going to wear it. It's also about I've got these cool sneakers, right? But I'm not using them tonight in some box just because I'm just going to do something else. I could rent them out and I could let somebody else enjoy my sneakers. Why not? So I think the rental is also something that is going to be quite important in all the ecosystem.
I love that. Rentals. We're literally gonna be rich where we one day will be in space. Hopefully, this community will amass a queue, just a bunch of revenue that we could take this to the next level. Someone in here, Walshy said, "I can't wait for AR clothing. Clothing you can view through an AR app to see some trippy effects." I think there was a super rare thing that someone a dress changed. I saw that it changed like in real time,
Okay.
which is
Well, that would be interesting as well. Um, yeah, maybe something like even like composable in the sense that maybe you have got like trousers and they can become shorts, or like a top that can become invisible or transparent if you go in the evening, right?
yeah,
That you go out with your friends and the top can become transparent
sweet. Don't let my top come invisible. I'm gonna be naked.
or
Jeez
something like
Louise.
that. But all these things are really possible.
I love
Um,
that. Yeah.
and the cool thing is there is no hassle about sizing, right? I'm size 6, I'm size 8, and I think all that's what I really like about the digital world is like it just goes beyond this kind of insecurity of people and sizing and stuff like that. Everybody is just joining as a community and everybody is the same, and I think that's brings an element of equality that is really appreciated, I think, by people.
I love that. I love that. Honestly, you're very inspiring. I think you're gonna go very far in the space. You've been putting the work in, the muscle in, and yeah, I want to see you succeed, especially in the fashion world and in NFTs. I'm gonna send you something as a gift, my own NFT, just so you can have in your collection. It's a pink poodle named Willie, and it's my cherished item. One day you'll probably make it in a toy and send it to all the owners of the toy. Lad City's in the building. Holy shit, Sensei, so fresh and so wise. No, I'm working with Lad City on some comedy, so stay tuned on that. We got a studio. We just locked it in. I gotta sign a contract, but shout out to you, Q, and all the homies there at Lad City. Is there anybody that you look up to in the space? That's your OG or?
What do you mean?
Is there anybody that you look up to? Is there in crypto, in the crypto world, a commentator, a web developer, a designer?
No, to be honest, there isn't anybody in particular that it's more about listen many people and look at many people and see the work they do and then make up what is going to be my style, is going to be my belief. I don't think people should idolize anybody because everybody has got his own great points and his own bad points, and I'm not a maximalist. I don't
So you're not a
believe,
maximalist. Holy crap.
yeah, I don't believe in that because I think in order to be a maximalist you need to be always right, and you can't be always right.
Yeah, you got to be
So
moldable.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's good because things change, Panteray, the world is changing. What you have to do is you have to be curious, you have to investigate, you have to be receptive and learn. And I think learning is something very precious that not many people really are open to learn, and then you make up your own identity, your own belief, your own style. It's the same as fashion, you don't just buy Gucci, otherwise you are a Gucci person. You just mix it up, and that's gonna be my style. It's Steffi, right? It's not gonna be Gucci. I'm a person like that. I don't like to buy something to be somebody else. I want to be me.
Yeah, I love that, and you're doing well at it. Let people know what you got going on in the next month or so, where they can. Your Instagram, your Twitter tag is below you, so Steph Fixie. But what are people should expect, yeah, from you?
I have got quite a few interviews planned, so I'm interviewing really cool people in the space. I have one also about
You
fashion.
interviewed the Matic guys, which was crazy because you got Matic on your show. That was cool.
Yeah, but yeah, I have a serious interview on Monday, with a big bank, so that's I have to put different at. But so lots of interviews coming up, and then watch the fashion space because I'm gonna start to do something really cool. So
Sweet, sweet. I can't wait to support it. Guys, that's the show. It was really awesome. We covered a range of stuff: fashion, ethics, metaverse, AR, and yeah, she's gonna get a poodle. Oh yeah, I'm jelly now. Great show today, Sensei. Pretty eye-opening. Yeah. Follow Steph on all socials. Financial Fox, Steph Fixie. She posted some good content. And yeah, normally with the last word, I give the guest that. I need you to channel some inner sensei wisdom and talk. Give us some advice. Give us something that you want to share in your heart.
right, what I want to share is just go out and do what you want to do because you can do it, and just be yourself. Don't
Oh,
be afraid of anything. Just forget about it, and
yeah.
you can do anything you want in life. I came to the UK without speaking any English, right? And I turned around my life because that's what I wanted to do. So if there is anything that you want to get, you want to achieve, whatever it is, do it just with passion, hard work, and dedication. You're going to get there 100%, no doubt.
Awesome. Yes, you're awesome. Thanks for that word of advice. Try to be yourself. Mix it up. If it's Gucci, if it's
Yeah,
flannel, if it's
Balenciaga.
whatever, mix it all up. That's the whole point of this show. Thank you, Steph, for being here, and catch you on the other side. Live the dream, eat ice cream, stay content. And just give me 1 second. Don't end the meeting. I'm just gonna go to the outro, and I'll talk to you after. Peace. Just me.
Only interested was on my wrist. Like 1 8 to 12, you was playing Judas Kids. You been taking shots, Jesus made sure all they miss. Wait for me to fall, but I'm standing 12-6. Ooh, what you mean? I would say congratulations with a B. Hit each one of them, I'm taking out the team. That's what happens when you try to mess with me. It's major league. I'm staying solo. Yeah, vision always bigger in a logo. You was sleep dreaming, I'm awake, it's in my foco. When I meditate, I levitate, this at my dojo. Reach a different level, sugar shaking like a roll.